Hi, welcome guys. Today we're going to have a little art in the stacks lesson, and we're going to make a snowflake painting using watercolors and wax paper. We have kits available here at the library that have wax paper and the cardstock if you would like to come get those. You will need to supply your own watercolors. I'm using liquid watercolors today, but you can use your regular Crayola watercolors in a tray and they'll work just as good. So the first thing you need to do is get your wax paper, and you're going to cut it into a snowflake. I'm giving you enough to make one big snowflake, but if you wanted to cut it into fourths and make 4 small snowflakes, that would work as well. So to start with, I want my snowflake to be a circle. So I'm going to fold the paper into 4 equal pieces and cut this. Here, let me show you so you don't cut the wrong edge. So here's your center. Fold it in half and fold it in half again. And your center, you do not want to cut that part yet. We're going to cut opposite of your center into a curve. And that will make your snowflake round. I'm going to go ahead and fold it one more time to make my designs. And I'm sure most of you have made paper snowflakes before. That's all the rage at my house right now is paper snowflakes. So go ahead and cut your design into whatever pattern you want. So my snowflake's going to kind of have some triangles and squares and a few circles along the edge. So the next thing you'll do is get your cardstock wet. If you're doing this at home without our supplies, I would recommend using either cardstock or watercolor paper, because regular paper will not hold the water as well and it's going to bleed through very easily. So get this wet, like pretty wet, with your paintbrush. Your edges, go ahead and keep them dry if you can. And this project, we're going to have to work very quickly, so if you're a perfectionist, you're going to have to not be a perfectionist during this one, because you have to move quickly for it to work right. And it may even work if you're using small snowflakes to do half the page and then do the other half afterwards. Okay, so get your paper wet. And then get your watercolors, and you're going to splatter it. And you want to splatter it around the whole page. As you can see, it's really taking the water and spreading it out. This is cool in itself, even without the snowflake. I'm going to add some purple for some variety. And again, this will work with regular watercolors. Adding the water to the paper first really helps the paints spread. So once you've done that, take your snowflake and set it on top. And do the best you can to flatten it. If you have some wrinkles, it's not the end of the world. And then I would suggest just taking your wet paintbrush and going over it. It will flatten it really better than your fingers do. And this is going to actually turn out way better than the first one I did, because I got it wetter. The first one I did was kind of dry, so I don't believe it worked as well. At this point, if some of your holes still have white, you could fill them in with extra paint. And you're going to let this dry before you remove the snowflake. That way you'll get some of the paint buildup along your edges. I did one earlier, and like I said, I did not get my paper very wet, so it did not work as well, but you can kind of see where my snowflake left a little bit of a mark. And like I said, this one will definitely turn out better because I used more water And once it dries more, I'll take the paper off and have a snowflake design on my paper. So if you do this project, please put a picture of it in the comments of this video. And if you would like some wax paper and cardstock, then come in and you can get a kit at the library while supplies last. Thank you. Bye.